This is Divine Sunshine coming with the Divine Masculine Energies by Elements for this week. Remember, tomorrow I will be going on live. That's this Sunday to tell the answer the DM 411 questions from the submitted answers for the submitted questions that were given by Divine Feminines on his station. So far, I've collected 44 questions about the divine master. I didn't even add mine. I could did 45, and that'd be man 9. But anyway, yeah, the submitted questions. So we could get an understanding. Please be there. So again, even though you didn't get a chance to submit, but again, that's just helping. I call it standing the gap for the other divine feminists that were brave to submit their questions. Because we know again that the more that show up, there is power in numbers. They said when two or three are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of him, of it, and that helps to intensify and amplify the energies within the collective. Those of you all that are viewing and watching. And so you want to be there. It's 5 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. That'll be Sunday when that this will come on. So most of the time my lives last about 2 hours because I'm going through each one of the questions that was submitted. Again, so that'll be from 5 to 7. So carve you out some time for that. So you can be there because again you never know, although you didn't submit questions, but you could use it as oracle too while you're on there, because I know you cross watching Divine Feminine because most of the time, like I said, my channel is more so it's 100% Divine Feminine viewership on here, although I'm advocating for Divine Masculines, but again we should be advocating as well for them. Like I said before, that the Divine Masculines, I thank you if there are some that just maybe not subscribing but do view this, that we thank you, Divine Masculines, take it on the charge of saying that in your dojo situations, which those are another word for me on my channel, which is karmic situations, where you are learning the way. That's what dojo means, in the place where you learn the way. In those situations where they're person, place, or things, you have agreed upon to take on the heaviness, the heavy part of the karmic lesson or the dojo situation. In order for you to do that, and for that we should applaud and say thank you that you said heaviness, and it's heavy because it's twofold, and I say that because I know the divine feminines are watching and listening, and I'll say this on your behalf. The two folds in which why you should be thankful for is because two things that they're taking on. Who's glitching? Oh, I see you. The two things that you're doing is because you're doing it. One is because not only are you helping the person that's in that situation and you're to learn something, but you're helping yourself to learn something. And by you being in it, you causing heartbreak and a lot of hard things and challenges for the divine feminine to see you in that situation. And that's very heavy. That's a heavy place for you to be. And that really is showing a love that us in the physical 3D is not very familiarized with, as far as that form of love. That form of love to us, in some ways, where we view it as more ego and more selfish. And it does come with that intent at first, but again, if as you're in that, we'll learn in down the line, or it'll come to us to understand the purpose and the intent and why it was so important that you teach us that way of love, love of self in that manner. Once, because it's just like everything, just like a birth of a child, you got the growing pains, you're going through it, it hurts, but then once you have the child, you forget all about that same thing. Just like when you're going through that, you going through the hurting pains and the growing pains that it brings you, but then once you become union, you see how you at the end of it become out a better person. You see at the end of it also them with being in a situation, they come out better, they're more receptive to understanding of what the meaning and the weight and the validity and the why that things had to happen and occur that it was, so they could be more heavily invested, not only on their end but on your end as well. Into the thing, you'll see at the end of it that you're saying, oh God, we got a beautiful bouncing baby relationship at the end of it. Of course, yes, you do remember sometimes about those things because you got scars. If you're like a cesarean, like a birth you have, and you remember this is where mommy gave birth to you. You can show them the scars and things of that nature. Especially it was a very hard time to birth that union. Yeah, you do have a remembrance of it, but it's hopefully that you're not taking on, like I said on this, like Miranda, when you get on the bridge, like it said in Sex and the City, that you forget that about you all come to understand that from that point on, we're not going to keep on remembering and thinking about the past, that we're going to honestly just leave it at where it's at, because that's like trying to drive and you're looking at the rear view mirror at the same time. It's either you're going to look forward and drive and just let the powers that be handle the past, or either you're going to keep on looking back and then you're not going to get too far, and then you might crash into your future, and then before you know it, you have no destination to go to. Now you got to get a new vehicle all over again because you crashed the one that you got. Okay, so that means you got to get a new relationship. So you might have to wait until your insurance come in and give you clearance on that, or either you just say, I got to rebuild my money so I can be able to go buy me another car. It ain't going to be the same car, but you have to use some wheels. So that's the way I think of the analogy you should be thinking about things. All right, so we're moving on, especially if you are a divine masculine, you're looking into, you're looking at, hold on a second, let me see how my niece looking here. Cute. I know she looking cute. Well, oh, look at my niece say, oh, she looking so cute. Okay, yeah. She's so cute. She's cute. No, I don't want to change what the heck I said. I said what I said. What? Ooh, look at here. All right now. Don't hurt him. Okay, let me get on that. Don't hurt him. Don't put hurt there, because I think they're going to be changing stuff. All right, so let's look and see what's happening with the elements overall here. All right, so for the divine masculine, you have Earth Force. Look like this came from before. Again, evolution and security. All right, then. These are some nice little cards here. Okay, so Earth Force. To me, it really getting a handle and mastery over where you are, in the material world. I don't know where this comes from. It just kind of get rid of that stuff, and that's fine. So you really are there getting to the point, divine masculine. You're getting to the point that you really are saying, you know what, the physical, well, so as in understanding, where I'm bringing up where earth and spirituality, like I do like a meditation where it say, you know, the source, the light, and then you bring the energies from Mother Gaia and you bring it up to that, and they meet somewhere in the middle, and that's why I call it causes the light. I say, yeah, I would say almost again, it's a shaking up as far as where you are physically in the 3D divine masculine. Is really getting to the point to understanding that these mountains that then came here, you getting more knowledge about some things as well. How you really, I'm seeing this at the bottom here, they got like this maze here, so really understanding how this labyrinth, how you do the twists and turns, created your own path to be able to get to the center, or your temple path of being able to be centered, grounded spiritually as to who you are, how you going through all these different things. This is creating this earth force, which means a movement to me as far as where you are in the 3D on earth, because we know that earth again is a learning school. It is a place in which we are able to learn, and through all these challenges, these tower moments, gaining knowledge, gaining a new path, a new way to be able, like a labyrinth into the center of who you are, has created this like you are forced to reckon with in earth. This is what the movement, these are the energies that you're working with this week. I would say do some, definitely with the green here, I would say do some heart chakra things, getting in tune with that. Then we move into the evolution, which is, we got the color orange, which will be in your sacral. How you creating creativity, how you being able to create this intimacy, how you connected with others, how you relating with others as well this week. That's going to be a big theme for you. It says sound and font, which to me is becoming very Christ-like. I'll say with Raphael too, listen to a lot of times the signals that he's bringing to you, like blowing of horns and things like that. You might be thinking of a thought, and that's going to be giving you a lot of like confirmations, divine masculines too, as you're going through things. I'm seeing here is like this evolution, how things lining up within you, how the different shifts according to you, like planetary shifts that I'm seeing there, like this evolution of how you are. I see this transcendence card that I see this in divinity, and might come up too, that's playing on like it's a lot of things that's happening behind the scenes to make sure and ensure that everything is lining up for this evolving, this evolution. You know, you're constantly evolving, your cellular levels evolving, you know. I think every 7 days what you're rebuilding cells and stuff like that. So it's just like this week, you know, really is a constant evolving to like maybe the 7th day that you really, I'm picking up, that you're going to really feel like a real major shift happening at the end of this week. And you're creating this security. How you creating this security? Did I show the card? I don't think I did. Okay. How you creating this security is, to me, I think about it, and I don't know why this is coming to me. I remember this lady that I used a psychic, that they're able to be able to get in touch with people on the other side. Well, she'd definitely be able to get in touch with my dad too. I remember she said, Dad, your dad sending you a message. Just hold on to Jesus' hand. Just hold on to his hand. This is what I'm thinking about you, being able to, as you're going through these changes and being able to, this is the manifestation color. Manifestation chakra is right in between the solar and the heart. It's right here, that part there. That's enough. Well, we got other chakras. Well, we got 12 and maybe higher. Then beyond that, you got some here, some back, some all over the place. We just know really pretty much the major 7, but it's more than that. And I think like the hand of Zeus, like being able to touch the hand of God, making that connection within yourself, that God, understanding that, like I said, my new nickname for my that on the show, in case, because a couple times I slipped and almost said his name, but I didn't. Understanding that being Demi, which is a Greek god name for a small god, which we are. Or know ye are gods. We all are gods. God is, or the source of is, or the powers that be. It has a little bit of spark of them in all of us. And so understanding that we'll be the divine masculine, you get in the point that you are being able to get in touch with that divine, or that divinity within you is coming together, where man and divinity is coming together within you. And then understanding that he brought it to me, bring it back to me, you got a lot of spiritual things, movement in the atmosphere just making this happen as well. He bought me something else that was darn good. It'll come back to me. And being secure with it. Thank you. I said, you bring it back to me. And being secure with this. Because a lot of us, when it comes to the divine masculine energies, a lot of times, this not divine, but just masculine energies, have a problem with being secure in their spiritual, the idea of spirituality. Yes, they know it, and a lot of them, that's because they've found that balance within themselves between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. But those of them that's not, and moving into those energies and finding their way into it, the feminine energies is not quite there yet. Like I said, understanding the difference between, I call it the Mars and the Venus powers or energies that we reside on, the planets that we live on. Understanding that a lot of times that the masculine energy is one that is of doing things, and the divine feminine energy is one of being. Understanding that that's not something, that the spirituality is something that you have to make happen, or you got to do something to make it happen. Understanding that when we're talking about in divine feminine energies that house within you, that's something that you just be. You are spiritual, you are divine, and there's nothing else that you got to work hard or you got to become. It's just naturally, that's who you are, that's who you be. And that's what we talk about, manifesting and understanding that with that to be secure, and understanding that I am the architect. Same thing with mirroring like the divine feminine, understanding that you are the architect of your world, you are the co-creator. You can create and manifest these things. You can create this shift into getting these spaces of where you are now. Also, with the moon energies that we had in Leo, I think we're moving into the Aquarius too, energies that we got there. Show the world the real you. Again, divine masculines, you are, again, mirroring. We are mirroring each other. The divine feminine had the same message in hers. They was talking about be the real you. Stop, playing around. Be the real you. You are divine. That's not something, again, like I said, you got to make that connection. Almost like I picture like you going up to the hoops and trying to make that basket. It's like automatically you so good at it, the ball just rolls off your fingertips. It goes shoot into the basket. Okay, so now let's get into the different elements. So we're talking about the masculine fire sign, divine masculine fire sign. Your energies this week that you are dealing with is woohoo. We got this. These are your cards. So we got Knight of Swords. We've got Three of Wands, and we've got Two of Wands. So the energies that I'm picking up for you, the divine masculine fire sign, is Knight of Swords. You really get into the point that you really want to have control over your emotions, okay? And you're really at the point that you're really saying, this is your truth. You almost telling these people that's by this door, is like, hey, I don't give a damn about what you want to add your 2 cents to the stuff. I got my sword right there, garden right there at the door. So in order for you to get past that, I'm telling you, this is my truth, okay? I'm opening up the doorways to understanding this is my truth, and I don't care about what kind of identity you want to put on that. It's like he's saying, this is who I am. Yeah, I might be a little freaky. I like S&M. Well, hey, you don't like it, that ain't for you, that just ain't for you. Okay, so he really saying, he really wants to get to the point that with the sexuality of how it is being able to really be able to get control over, to have mastery over, to be domineering over his emotions. But to me, it's not like in a nasty way. It's like of a sexual way of being comfortable with the skin that he's actually in. Now, I see him on his face. Now, what's on his face to me is a little worrisome to me, because it looks like I'm not too sure. I know this is what I am, but I feel a little awkward. Like I said, awkward. So he feels a little awkward in doing this. Okay, this is what I'm feeling with this fire sign, divine masculine stuff. But my big thing is that he's playing the role. So you got to watch it, because he might be a little kind of showing up like it's a false person. This is what I'm picking up too. Although he wants this, but he's got to be able to make sure that he's leaving that false person, like the false person card, behind him, and really be able to become one with that. I'm seeing him also with this here, with the next card here with the wands, is again understanding how to compromise between the two energies, with the divine feminine energies and himself, and having a meeting of the mind. The flame is, the torch is lit within him. So whatever it is, enlightenment or him knowing about this twin flame journey, he's all right with it. I see the weapons that are behind them. So both of them, he feels like, to me, I feel like he said, I want to call a truce. It's like, okay, I'm going to put my weapon down, which he's got an arrow, and he's got the divine feminine, and she has a gun. Now, her stuff, whatever it is that she helps to trigger him that I'm picking up, or that's her weapon of choice to kind of get back with, is more powerful to him when he looks emotionally from the divine feminine aspect than for him. I keep on hearing, shot through the heart, and you're to blame, baby, you give love a bad name. So you play your part and you play your game, baby, you I'm sorry, I keep on blushing, but it's bringing up all that, whatever it is, gas. That's like that. It's like, CBN Texas already know what's going on with me, and it's like, this got to get rid of, it's suppressing some things. But anyway, it's coming up, and it's coming up on the show. But anyway, so that you playing footsie, y'all not really getting serious about some things. It's like, yeah, I want to compromise. We playing underneath there. We look like we serious business, but underneath the table, it's like, I want you and you want me, and I'm hoping by me messing and playing footsie with you, maybe something else might jump off a little later on. After we had this meeting of the minds here. I see a loaf of bread here to me, which I remember that reminds me of the Bible verse. Take this bread because it's as a symbol of my body, and breaking it. So to me, again, it's like the things of the bodies and emotions of both of you all. It's kind of serving up that thing, that body, like breaking up the 3D, the physical things, the ego, the things that go, that's connected with the body. You're also getting some fruit here, which means to me, which is knowledge as well. They got the bowl, which is interested, is on the feminine side. So she's learning how to receive as well in the emotions as well. So this goes as far as 3D and the 3D version of the divine feminine, and also the 5D of himself, how you come there. So it's a compromise. We also have here, when we're talking about the wands, is really, I see the divine masculine has the torch behind him, so it's been lit. This passion has been, this is really being able, I'm picking up the word they're saying, being able to surrender into his emotions, really wanting to have this brace of coming together. I see her leg is up and his leg is right there. It's almost like, to me, like a Argentine tango. Most of the time they use that position and they flick it up. So it's still a little kind of underlying, kind of like a battle of energies there, but it's still the same way. It's still coming in. Is that his hand or what is that? Okay, that's a sleeve of her dress. Okay, it looked like it was something else. So we playing a little kind of tango. So both of this thing is footsie again. It's still a play for energies underlined. I'm still going to say that in his mind, for that, because that was, the tango dance really was originated. They didn't have any women. What's the history of tango? And I know it really started off with tango was the dance between two men. That is that. So the masculine power. So some kind of way I'm picking up still that the masculine power between the divine feminine and the 3D. Thank you. And okay, I'll change it. Raphael say that true. And the divine feminine is still a battle going in there. So we got to understand how to divine feminine. So you cross watching how to move yourself into that divine feminine energies. Okay, and the heart of the matter for the divine masculine is, it is safe for you to love. Okay, open your love. Open your heart. Open your love. Well, that's true. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I feel it's still a little power struggle. It's a power play here with the divine masculine fire sign there. You got to kind of watch that and kind of get that together. The way you're viewing the divine feminine, I'm picking up as well, and what's going on with you. I see fall leaves. So some things and some old thoughts has got to kind of fall off as far as this tree, because leaves come from trees, and that means your knowledge. The divine feminine is, you feel that in some ways when you look at her, she's more in your emotions, is more stable, clear. She's got more things. Still, you feel like she's got a little bit more power when it comes to spirituality, and you going and taking it at a foot. But you got to understand, no matter how you viewing that divine masculine, that still you all are still working for one common cause, which is union and coming together in the 3D. Okay, can I get a clarifier for this too as well? This is a lot. Come on. Fine. Clarify for this is breath. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So you want to be able to breathe, okay? You got this battle going on, and you need to kind of put that sword down, like you said, that truth, and stand in your truth of understanding that, you want to breathe, levitate, go up to higher levels. and really become the angelic or the divine that you are in your emotions, because that's a female. We also see here when we're talking about you feel that in your emotions, and also with the divine feminine, you have orphaned her, your divine counterpart. You feel like you kind of left them, sold them a bill of goods, and you feel in some ways that she feels kind of like orphan, and in some ways you don't blame her if she would give love a bad name by having that gun and taking it and shooting you for the things that you have done. And you really feel like you just left her out in the cold. You feel like by you leaving her out in the cold, you even left your emotions out there in cold along with that. However, it's time for you to feel like you're safe to love, because again, you feel like you are blessed at this point. You got a new beginning that's coming. You feel like you have grown wings. You feel like you have levitated and elevated and ascended to higher levels, and you're like, you know what, it's time for me to kind of get out this space of looking at her as if she's sleeping with the enemy. Okay, for next one, the earth sign, your thing is here. Oh wow. Ooh, wait. Earth sign, sexual healing. Sexual healing is good for me. Sexual healing is something that's good for me. So I'm picking up very strong for these earth signs here. You really want to get intimate with your divine feminine. You really want to offer this cup of love. Thank you. Okay, Archangel Raphael is confirming that. You want to offer this, serve up this dessert, which like you are the piece of resistance. You are like, to him, of the divine masculine wants to say this divine feminine, you are like the cherry on top. You like the last meal to finish up everything that has happened and occurred to me. You are the sweetness of my life. You are the sunshine of my life. So you are really truly it for them. It's like it's no other, like I can say, every course, after appetizer, meal, or entree, you are it for him. He really wants to merge within himself, the come together with his emotions, coming up with this, right, this really have this intimacy and this really smooth transition of having both of those energies come within, come together, and just really having, just being able to be in this bliss. And this is really what he really wants, these earth signs here. That's funny, it's underneath earth force too. He really wants to have this because right now the heart of the matter is he's got to heal some family issues. I'm feeling like that, like they say, it's ancestral. Some things that the bloodlines, that for him or whatever he's going through at this point, where he really wants to have the merging of a balance between the divine feminine and divine masculine energies within him. This really stems from a father energies. Go to Made for Love. She has one, the interview with the divine masculine's father. That helps to kind of open up a lot of key issues, that understanding about why the divine masculine has stated that his father stated that his father did that to him, and he really just don't know how to be able to have a healthy relationship or to be able to love. And that's the reason why he acts the way that he acts. You could also say, and maybe also this divine masculine, some of you all, maybe he had siblings that are daughters or girls, and maybe have also had played, I'm getting a fork in the road with this, is three scenarios with this, that maybe he felt like he was left off, that the father was always doting on the girls, and maybe he was left out in the cold. Excuse me. Again, I'm also picking up also with this is that there is an issue with him as far as playing the role of father. And this divine masculine that might be an earth sign, has issues trying to be able to balance and be there for both of his girls. So he's like the new thing, like, you're not a daddy's girl, it's a girl dad. So this new thing now is being able to balance that role there, and that's causing an issue too. So he's got to heal some things. Maybe he might have revered and been a little bit more closer to the girls. I'm picking up a fourth thing, or maybe it might been that he might have been more closer to the children, the girl children, and iced and left out the mother, the baby mama of his children too. So he's got to learn how to kind of deal with that as well. So that could be either he might be DM, might be with the twin, might be his divine feminine, or it could just be a person who is just a person who gave birth to his children as well. That's something he's dealing with. Can't get clarified with that one. I don't real clear, but we can see how this plays a part of the heart of the matter with him. Thank you. Which was co-creating. So he's got to heal these family issues because it's blocking him to be able to be co-creator. So that's why he's got to look back at the structure, the architecture, how was it foundationally set up. To me, again, whatever this is, it has to do with the bloodline, because the bloodline is like the foundation of who you are, your ancestors, and how that plays a role as far as who you are. He understands he's got to walk a fine line as far as finding this and healing this. It can't be no shortcutting and coming up with other kind of variations to come up with the things. Like, nah, do the work, stay on the path, get it done, so you can be able to move on for that. He's got to become wiser. He's got to have more agility. He's got to have speed and run the distance so he can be able to get so he can be able to get the eyes on the prize or the prey that he's been chasing after, which would be union or being with the divine feminine as well. So that's something he's got to do, because some of these things that these new beginnings that he is wanting to try is starting to become fossilized. It's like we've been waiting, and it's getting kind of old. We waiting on you, and you got to deal with these healing of this family issues, these energies now. Okay. Moving on from the earth sign onto the air. So now we have for the air sign. Woohoo! All right, now we got the Hermit, woo-wee, Knave of Pentacles, and the Fool. Haha! Yada yada, ya. Okay, so now this is, I call the thinking man card. So we're in the hermit mode. We know traditional means is let me just go off to myself and really think. This divine masculine is at the point that he's saying things have the flame or the passion. Something has not distinguished, but has distinguished. Has went out. The flame has went out. And extinguished. Yeah, extinguished. Thank you. Extinguished. The flame has went out. And so now we're at the point, I feel my DM say, I'm going to give you the words. Thank you. I appreciate it, baby. Extinguished. So right now he's thinking. I said, it reminds me of the statue we used to have. I don't know where at the statue. Did we leave it there? Where you got to think, man, and he's always thinking. Now, it always used to intrigue me, that little statue we used to have at home. And this is not the body language that I'm getting from this air divine masculine. It's not one of like, it's like, yeah, I'm thinking, like of encouragement. It's erect body. It's more so of like a defeatist kind of like, I just don't know. It's just like the low self-esteem, the insecurity is showing, and it's just like, can I do this? I see in front of him, he's got visions of what he wants to see, like him in the divine feminine, himself. But at the same time, it's like that's something that he wants in the future. This is what I'm moving towards, these energies. And do I have what it takes in order to make this happen? Because, again, this fire has extinguished. Now, it's things in life that has caused that to happen. Also, maybe the situation that he's in, the dojo situation that he's in. And so now he feels like I got to go out. So you might be maybe in communications with your divine masculine, and you can see they only kind of like saying enough or just enough, and something about them is kind of like removed a little bit because they're a little bit more kind of like deep in thought. It has nothing to do with you. I tell you, like a reader had told me one time, he said, think of it like a person moving, walking. You got to take one foot off the ground, balance on another thing, and then when you're ready, you put your other foot back down in order for you to create movement. So that's the same thing. You know, he might be there 1 minute, he might disappear. That's because he's shifting his weight back to himself to kind of think about what some things I need to do. And then when they're ready to make a forward move, they'll put the foot right back down. Okay, which means he'll become back present into the relationship with you. So don't get panic button. Don't give it no life into anything else that's like that. Just go ahead and just say, I'm going ahead and living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. So you're just going to live your best life. Next thing is, he's also thinking, and this is what he also, this air sign really wants to, like, he wants to come drunk in love. This one too, just like the earth sign, is ready to really be like, you know, I want to be into you. He's going to become awkward. He's going to come with that cup, but he wants to only offer this cup to you. Although he's got other cups this here, because all of these, funny thing, yeah, it's only 2 cups that match. So, and there's another cup there. So, like I said, this is like a person coming home and saying, hold on a second, why is there 2 drinking glasses out here and you supposed to be home alone by yourself? So, to me, again, he's got another glass there, like a Chablis, like a wine or something that maybe, ooh, this is coming to me. Maybe this is like, to me, I see an energy here with the air sign. They might have been third party, somebody. They're not present there, but they had been there. This third energy has been really present in you all's relationship. It's there. But right now, he's telling you, I understand. That's what he's bringing to you, saying, I understand about even this third energy. But right now, I'm offering my cup of love to you. So I don't give a darn about what you're saying. But you like, but you this, but you married, but you committed, but you got this job, and you be on all the time. And he's like, I don't care about what's going on. I am offering this cup to you. Again, when I look at the glasses, I don't know why they remind me of martini glasses, was shaken, not stirred. So again, everything else, he's understanding that now with you, it's okay that you trigger him. He understands that serves a purpose with you, and those shaking ups moments is okay. It's not stirring him up in a bad way, because he knows, just like a martini, it's good, it goes down smooth, it's got a good taste to it, you know, and that's just something of a drink of his choice there. It's like, it's okay that I'm understanding now, it's okay for me to be like, what they call it, great bedfellows with the way the triggers are, because I know now that they serve a purpose on it, you know, and it's like at the end of the day, I'm going to be, you know, like mellow about it, and, you know, after I have my drink like that, you know. So that's okay. And so you got the flame there. So he's gotten enlightenment by being in this situation with you. The next thing we have here is the Fool's Journey. So again, he feels now at this point that he's really ready to move forward. And that's funny, in this card, in this Fool's Journey, we see the same thing. The 2 land here down. Now this time he was playing with her. She's laying on her side and he's playing on her back. You know, that one is almost like, to me, like foreplay. This time he is like, we in full, nah, forget about the damn foreplay. It's like, to me, in that card there, I was torn with the idea. Like, yeah, you know, I'm going to rub her back and all that. I'm going to get her kind of finesse and get her into the mood. This is what I do to get you in a mood. Baby, I do it all to get you in the mood. So he doing like the whispers. He's trying to get her in the mood. This one here is like, nah, moving towards it. He wants intimacy. He wants to come together, bringing the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies together. We got the snake there in the background. So to me, the snake is in the foot that's in the past. Because like I told you, taught my kids, past, present, future. Okay, so now we got that in the back there, and it's got the snake. So to me, snakes also represent a thing of molting, evolving, just like they say, the evolution into something totally different, you know. And then still understanding that, to me, the snake's nature is, again, that he's been through some things. He has a capability to hurt things, more so out of protection. You know, he's doing that. He don't just snap off and do things to people just to be doing it, but he understands that he has that nature. And to me, again, like walking away from it is no longer just being that way like the card it was before. I'm just got the claws out what was that? Body, something about the body. It was something about the temple of the body or something like that. And they had the claws out emotionally because it's like, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to get you before I get got. Had that Medea thing, but now no longer leaving them snake. Like you snake in the grass. You are cold hearted snake. Look into his eyes. So ain't no more Paula Abdul thing. Leaving that type of ways in the past, but moving towards the forward to the future of being, say, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a snake. You know, like they say, I ain't no Casanova. So you ain't no I ain't but your Casanova. Me and Romeo ain't never been friends. Can't you see how much I really love you? I'm gonna say it to you time and time again. Oh, Casanova. So that's what you got to understand. That, like you said, I ain't that no more. I'm moving to the fool's journey. I'm moving into those energies. So we got a lot here. Woo, woo, woo. I don't think I need to clarify these for the air sign here. Okay, I guess somebody, but I want to clarify this is a lot, and I'm trying to do. I know the divine masculine ain't got no kind of control like this. I'm be up there saying that. So you got new love. So right now he's looking at the divine feminine and his own divine feminine energies, and in the 3D, it's like she's been hard at work and she's got a lot to offer, and right now she needs to be revered and bowed down to because of the work that she's doing. He's still coming there with this helmet on his head, which means to me, let him know he's still a little guard and protected. However, he is coming to her with a rose. He's presenting her with some form of beauty. So this air sign is gonna come to the divine feminine, offering a small token, I say, about of appreciation, of small gift. So he knows he wants to have new love because he's tired of this bouncing around emotionally and not knowing where he's going and having direction. He sees that also. Why? Because he's got this new image as to what he wants to be, as far as in ascension. He also wants to getting to know each other, getting to know you, getting to know all about you. So he understands still this divine feminine that he has is still dealing with in the 3D with some kind of childhood wounds. She's still coming to him, not really being guarded and not really trusting in some ways. But he say, hey, I'm willing to put my sword down. I'm standing in my truth. I'm still coming guarded myself. We both come to here with some flaws. It ain't like either one of us come here purely without nothing coming as well. So I got my flaws. You got your flaws. I'm guarded because of things past hurts, and I've been like, love is a battlefield. I've been on the battlefield for love. I'm out here handling these common situations. I done been carry the heaviness of it. And you've been dealing with your childhood issues, and I know both of us, if we lay it down, both of them, we feel like it's a heavy weight for both of us of understanding the dojo situations as well. He wants to do this because he wants to kind of get to know each other because he's tired of the chaos and the conflict. He understands that the way in which he's trying to got some forward movement, helping them to get from point A to point B, it's been crumbling because, again, this foundation of where he's going about means of having this movement has not been working. He understands that now that this is the romance of a lifetime, he understands that he's still coming with this armor on. He understands that the divine feminine has really been the pillar or the foundation of holding, like you've been holding it down, you've been holding it up for us, and for that, and the way she has been doing here on the outside has caused him to really feel like, I want to embrace my emotions. I want to embrace the divine feminine. Also with him, he's been getting some divine guidance, some help, and they have been helping. Why has he gotten to this point? Is because he too, just like the divine feminine, has observed some things. He's become an observer now. He's been really fine tuning and taking the telescope here and really beginning a closer inspection on some things. He's learning how to trust his intuition and his awareness. It helped to, which is in turn has caused things energetically, spiritually to get to moving. He's become more cunning. He's learned how to got balance of looking at things in the earth, the 3D and in the 50 in the spiritual world too, to help give way to birth to this new beginning. He emotionally too wants to be happy. He wants to have this balance. He wants to have some things to celebrate. He wants to have this new futuristic or this thinking out the box new way of emerging to a new beginning, to a new world too as well. He's got the hummingbird too, understanding that he needs to pollinate. He needs to move and move from each flower to flower to create growth and beauty within his garden, which is his temple, or this opening into the garden of himself, giving bloom to new things too. Being able to have that balance and being grounded and centered. And he too also wants to be able to open up emotionally, but he wants to take his time in doing that to be able to understand what's the treasure that beholds within him being divine. What does that actually mean in his emotions? And then we also have passion for the air sign. He wants this passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Don't be surprised that he's getting, allowing his heart to sing. Your divine masculine might be in the 3D or the 50, sending you a lot of songs because of the passion. That's going to give you a signal to let you know things are really moving within him, in his spirit. He feels right now, because his passion about this connection is going to give him a leg up on some things, and he's going to be able to, from that point on, to move with brute force to get things happening. He too is dealing with some childhood issues as well. That's why I say in the emotions, and he figure if he gets a leg up on that and get clearance and understanding about what's going on, like you say, I want to get to know this. I want to get to know what's going on. I'm about to say it's finished. Okay, thank you. Getting to know what's going on with this stuff is going to be able to help you. Give me 1 second. I'm almost here, because once I finish, I'll be stopping with that. Okay, that's for the divine masculine by elements. Okay, next thing. That's kind of hard for you to do that, and you're doing elements like I'm reading for 4 people, so it's going to have to be that. Okay, I'm just telling myself, because you know how I get. Yeah, but like, nah, you got to do that. For the water sign, divine masculine, 5 of wands. He too knows behind the curtains what he actually wants to do. He's got the sword of truth, and he's got it pointing down. He knows that he's got this cup that he actually wants to offer. He's looked at himself in the mirror on some things. So this water sign has kind of did the work and really saying, he's holding the torch. He's got a torch. He's been holding this torch for this divine, this relationship too. It's interesting that I'm seeing, but whatever it is, he's viewing this relationship like it's not for him. This is what I'm viewing. It's like it's for others. Like in my youth, something about him I'm picking up is like, I could have really handled, I could have went for this, and say, yeah, I deserve this. But something about him, he's got a reserve, and he talking himself out of this. In having this relationship, this is what I'm picking up. It's like, man, I might have came too old. I'm too old for this, I don't know. So wherever it is, I'm picking like he's saying I'm too old, or this might be an old divine masculine, and I'm really picking up through these cards here. But I want this, something about me within me. I'm holding this torch, it's flame. Like whatever it is, he might have been holding this torch for quite some time with this divine feminine. This water sign, and he's looking back at his youthfulness like, I had the chance to me when I'm looking at this, and then I kind of wasted it on my youth, and I could have had this, but I'm still holding this torch. I done looked at myself in the mirror. I still want to offer this cup of love to her as well. So like I said, I hear somebody say, and Kirk Franklin say, and you're struggling. So it's a struggle. It's a struggle for this divine masculine water sign right now here. But the great thing is that he wants to offer this, because we're going to look at this from not a glass half empty. We're going to look at it from a half full aspect. He's done the work. He's looked at himself. He's got the sword of truth. And it's funny, the way they got it is almost like, I'm pulling the curtain back to my past, some things that I did. I'm holding the sword of truth and the torch all in the same hand. While I'm looking at him, it's like, man, you could really almost put that daggone curtains in flame, holding everything in your left hand. So the left hand is with the emotions, um, and doing that. One of them represents God, one is the hand of man. And so, all these things is ringing true. I don't want to be misquoted that the left hand is man and the other hand is God. And so whichever hand it is that he's in is that's where he's thinking, he's coming from his perspective from. Okay. In his heart space, he has soulmates. Okay, I'm gonna have to clear all y'all out and come over on this side because I need the room and the space. I'm finished anyway. Soulmate, give your relationship a chance, release your ex, separation, and attraction. Okay, so we're gonna take it real fast through this. So, clear attraction. So really, by the divine feminine doing the work that she's been doing, he is really attracting him to create these new beginnings and these new things. And like he said, he's feeling, oh man, I'm too old, but something within him's like, nah, we got to offer this couple love. We got to continue to do the work to see things. We got to move back the curtains to do these things. And so through this act of what the divine feminine is helping him to view the world and seek and look at beauty in a whole new way. Okay. He wants to do this because he wants to come to the edge on certain things. It's like, he's seeing the way that the divine feminine is starting again. You're going to hit again. The divine feminine and her energy is really free with her love. She comes to the edge of some things. He wish that he was like that as well in his emotions. And she takes risk, right where she is. So he wants to become like that. He wants to do this also about this attraction thing because he wants and understanding the beauty, because seeing what the divine feminine is doing in the 3D and in the 5D is helping him want to mend things emotionally, not with only himself but also on the outer, like maybe relationships maybe he didn't do so well in. He wants to separate. Time apart from your partner is on horizon. So if this divine masculine, and I see in here, he's got other things, water sign. He's got some other third party energies, or he's in a dojo situation. He's at the point that he wants separation. He's like, I'm going to serve my time and duty. I'm just really staying here only because of this karmic situation, or this dojo partner is not letting go. Person, place, a thing. He's getting guidance from the angels, say it's time to do it again. Here's the curtain again, pulling back this curtain. This is a second curtain thing here. So really looking at the window of his soul, like, what does my soul want? My soul wants this relationship with his divine feminine. I want us to come together. I want us to be intimate. The window of the soul is giving him enlightenment about the situation, and like, it's time to go. He's getting enlightened to understand how this dojo partner is really overplaying our hand and overplaying the dramatic system. Oh, stay with me, don't leave. Where am I going to be? Where am I going to go? And he's like, yeah, I understand that, but my duty also calls. Duty calls me to be with my divine feminine as well. So it's in the here and now. So it's helping him emotionally live in the now, opening up some doors, opening up some new, they say new challenges, okay? A new beginning with the divine feminine. Seems like she's sitting on top of the world. Sitting on top of the world. Sitting on top of the world, that one. She's waving the flag, the banner. Present, past, or future. And he knows that this divine feminine is his now. He knows that. He's also wanting to have separation because he's gotten deeper knowing about some things. Forget the illusion that he was under a spell he was underneath before. He's become more wiser. He's coming to the point that understanding that, I've got to get in touch with my intuition and my awareness, which causes for things to start to shift and to change. The next energy he's moving into is release your ex. The burdens, things that have been tying him actually down. Clear. Him to not be able to get a full understanding about what is actually going on. And this moon again energies is here too to be able to get rid of these illusions and to get in touch with his intuition and awareness. He's been wanting to communicate this for a while. He's really wanted to communicate it through writing, but if I was him, I would tell him, you can write down the things and the strategies, the ways you want to get rid of a divine masculine, but I would not say that you probably would want to do it through a communication. But he probably would say, I feel more comfortable. To me, I would say it's more stronger. You make sure you just break off things, because things could be lost in translation to whoever this water sign is thinking about breaking these things off through communication. It's just better. I know it takes a lot of kind of cojones on your part and some balls to the wall on your part, but it's better said that way, because you have to get all parties closure. He wants separation because he wants to release the ex, because he wants to regenerate something that's dead. Like I said again, he want to offer this cup from this other energy that he has, but he just doesn't know. He think maybe it's too old, it's too late, and I don't know if I could be able to do that. But he's like, still, he wants to release the ex to be able to give a chance, so he can be able to regenerate. And that's funny. The next card is give your relationship a chance. It says that he wants to work on his partnership. I could tell that. He's like, I understand I might feel like I'm too old or whatever like that, but this is still something that I want. I've been at this kind of for a while, and I probably, I shouldn't, that's all right. If it wasn't, it wasn't. I've kept her waiting. That's what I keep him hearing saying. I kept her waiting, and she didn't wait long enough. Why you want to give this relationship a chance, work on your partnership? Because it's going to help you to answer a lot of whys. A lot of helps you to understand who you are, help you have a new platform to stand on, help you to get wings to go on to the next level. I know this thing say, if I holler one more time for you to come get me, this is a whole different story. So this is why you want to give your relationship a chance. I understand that. And then you want to be able to, Archangel Raphael said, yes, you want to have a building block. These building blocks help you to be able to emotionally to uphold your emotions in high revere, with a high regard rather too. And you want to also be able to build a future and uplift your divine feminine in 3D too as well. So to me, you won't give a relationship because you just want to build. You want to build a future. You just want to build on that and just level up as you go. You understand soulmate? Yes, this is your soulmate. This water sign divine masculine has gotten to the point that he understands that that's his soulmate. Why? Because he's done a lot of introspection of himself, and he's gotten to the point to say, I want to offer this cup of love. I don't care about how long it's been, or it's something with this water sign that's got to do with time. Either he was too old, he feel like it, or like it's just too much time in the past between us. But this is the main thing, that he's doing that. So he's gotten to the point to understand that this is your soulmate. Clear. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. Can you clarify that? Okay, it was the reason why all that was jumping. We knows that it's your soulmate. He said yes, and because of that, he said it's time to go. I don't care where I'm going. I don't care how you get there. Just get here if you can. There are hills and mountains between us. Always something to get over. If I had my way, truly you would be closer. I need you closer. You can meet me by trailway. You can meet me on a airplane. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. So, okay, now, so in his emotions, he's saying with divine feminine, she done trailed the way. He's going to follow her path. She's gone before. He knows that whatever it is, she's either moved on with her life or she's creating a life, and she knows she too is going towards a path that she does not know, but she knows that she's just willing and wants to actually do that. Okay, so he's like, yeah, and because of that, he's seeing the work that you're doing. He wants to follow you. He also said he's moving in energy. Say, I'm tired of the round and round I go, up and down, side to side. Everything gonna be all right. So he sees the feminine is really at the center of his will. It's like the wheel car, the traditional wheel car. He's got to get things to turning. He's got to do something. Like you say, he's been in there too long. It's like it's so open. I've been stayed just a little too long. Now it's time for me to be on. So he felt like he was hopeless at one point in time, but he's been doing the work of introspection. He feels like it's time to end this cycle. Okay. Also, he feels like it's some unfinished business. Like I said, he knows that the divine feminine is really sitting on top of the world, sitting on top of the world, sitting on top of the world. So that you must be a special lady. And it's very exciting, girl. Ooh, must be a special lady. 'Cause you got me sitting on top of the world. Sitting on top of the world. So that's it right there. So you got to finish symphony. She got him sitting on top of the world on that. Somebody, he really views this divine feminine very playful. Maybe like a lot of times, no matter how old he gets, he still see her as that little, as that young lady that he fell in love when we first had seen or met her, as well. That's why I keep on seeing it, because when I see that, that's like youthfulness and playfulness. And he knows that this water sign wants to actually go the distance. Although he has nothing to go on, this looks like to be him. It's just like it's just out. He has nothing to look on as markers to say if I'm going the right way or whatever. I'm so many miles to my destinations, but he's got to intuitively and through his awareness distrust. 144. That he could cross the finish line. He's going to move with agility and fast speed. You really divine masculine water sign. You really very much equipped to be able to do this, especially a cheetah. Now, the only issue that I have with you is that once you get there, you might run out of speed, because it's like it took me a hell of a whole lot for me to get here. But you go ahead and kind of pace yourself when you get there and find some kind of way to ignite what's going on next. All right then. So that's it for this. For the extended read on this, we'll look at what the divine masculine is hiding. We'll look at, okay, I'm coming, Archangel Raphael. Thank you. And the rest of them, we'll look at the life changes, what divine energies he needs to work with, what he needs to surrender, what's the energies he's moving into, what is the message from the divine feminine to the divine masculine, what are the love notes, and then how he can shine. All right, until next time, this is Divine Sunshine giving you the keys into union, which means keep energizing yourself into union. Until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you.